Be this world, changing your mindset.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Be This World. Like I said earlier before now, my guest today is no other person than one man who has on its own taken it upon himself to put the ruling party on its toe through constructive criticism of its program and policies. And is no other person than the former Minister of Transportation in Nigeria. Join me to welcome on this show, Chief Ebenezer Babatope.
Thank you very much, Biddy.
It's good to have you on Be This World.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Wow, you look good, sir.
Thank you very much.
You look good.
People say so, but I feel my age.
Yeah. You don't look it at all. You don't look it, honestly.
In 2 weeks' time, I'll be 76.
Yeah.
So I look it. I have 11 grandchildren.
Yeah.
And I have 8 children.
Wow.
So, but I thank God for His mercies and grace.
Oh, thank God for your life. Father, why actually we came looking for you is because of the tense nature in our society, considering the forthcoming election in Nigeria.
Yes.
Nobody would disagree that there is tenseness in Nigeria. Nigeria is tense. And with that tensity, is that how we're going to elect good people into office?
Well, I appeal to Nigerians not to allow the tenseness of the situation to affect the political interests and their political wishes. Yeah. And I want to also appeal to those who are going to organize the elections to make up their mind that Nigerians deserve to have a leadership that represents truly their interests. So we must have unfettered elections, must have credible, free and fair elections. And with that, I think that Nigerian people, we have been battling with many political odds since our independence. We are going to succeed. I have no doubt in my mind about that. We are going to succeed. And I have no doubt in my mind that at the end of the day, all of us, whether Christians or Muslims, will shout hallelujah to God.
Amen. And we're shouting it now. Now, you've been one person who has been known by your constructive destructive to the ruling party in government for its program and policies. And many people feel that you're doing that not because of the interests of Nigeria, but because of your encounter with the President Buhari in his first regime, sending you to prison when you were not even occupying any office in Nigeria. How true is this?
Well, it is very correct, but I don't hold it against him, no. I am a true son of God. He detained me. First of all, they kept me for 3 weeks at the then SSS office at Awolowo Road. From there, they transferred me to Kirikiri prison. And in Kirikiri prison, I spent 3 months. Then from there, they transferred me to Jos prison. I spent 1 year in Jos prison. And from there, they transferred me to Yola prison. I spent 6 months in Yola prison. And I was told later, when I ended the Buhari imprisonment, palaver, that they were prepared to send me to Maiduguri prison when God, in His infinite mercy, sent Babangida and his military boys to terminate Buhari's regime. And that's how I have my freedom. But I don't have it, I don't hold it against him. No. But I don't belong to the same party with him. I belong to the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and he belongs to the APC. And like I said, if it is the choice of Nigerians, not choice forced on them by rigging, criminal rigging, and then that he should continue, why not? Let him continue. But if he wants to manipulate elections, I wish him the very best of luck.
Now, by history, I know I was not born there, by history we say we've had a situation whereby a ruling party imposed or pronounced itself as the winner of election. So Nigerians are feeling that it is going to repeat itself again if care is not taken.
Well, if that is done, that's why I said I wish President Buhari and his team the best of luck, because it is dangerous to do. If you manipulate the wishes of the people and you rig the elections and you pronounce yourself winners, I tell you, natural force of events will definitely catch up with that person, and the repercussion is going to be very grave.
Now, You're a writer, sir.
Yes, I was a writer.
You was a writer.
Yeah, when I had-
Writer always remain a writer.
Okay.
Yeah. You've written a Ghana Revolution.
Yes.
So what's it taking you to write Nigerian Revolution?
We haven't got a revolution here. The Ghana Revolution, I wrote about the Ghana Revolution because, and I said from Nkrumah to Jerry Rawlings, because Nkrumah represented a major political force in Africa. It was Nkrumah and his Convention People's Party of Ghana that brought about the independence of many of the African countries. So when the political leadership of Ghana fell from Nkrumah and went to the hands of wrong people, then Jerry Rawlings had to come in to now set the pace for a new revolution in Ghana. And I was there. He invited me to Ghana. I was there, and when I came back, I wrote my book, The Ghana Revolution, from Nkrumah to Jerry Rawlings. I pray that Nigeria will have a revolution which will change the minds of those who believe that they have to tamper with the democratic wishes of the people to hold themselves in power, and which will make them to know that the people and the people alone are the prime force behind history. They are the people who have power. And once we have that, we have a revolution. Then even though I'm no longer able to see properly to write, I can see friendly, but I will be able to dictate my wishes, my interests in having a book on Nigerian revolution. I pray that it happens in my time. Even though time may not be for me now, but I pray that time will come and I will have the Nigerian revolution decoded.
They say the greatest sight in the mind, in the world, is mind. You have it. You're very sound in the mind.
Thank God.
So it has nothing to do with your eyes to write.
Yeah, I enjoy living with my people at home. I've retired home. I now live at Elisha, a major town in Osun State. And my people are giving me wonderful cooperation. So to add to what I've said, that has prepared my mind to be clear, and that in fact has affected my clarity of thought and my clarity of ideas, and it has affected also what I can call the perception of a Nigerian nation that is devoid of economic persecution, economic exploitation, and political victimization.
Now, back to revolution. How is it possible for us to have a revolution in Nigeria whereby an average Nigerian youth will or courage, boldness has been dotted from the first regime to today? They live in poverty. Or what an average Nigerian youth think of is today, how to survive today. So how is it possible that there's going to be a revolution? Because you are not going to champion revolution.
No.
It's people like us. Yes. But when we are hungry, when all we look at is just to survive today, how is it possible that we're going to have revolution in Nigeria? But before you answer that question, let's go for a quick break. And when we return, we'll continue. Don't get away. We'll be right back.
Be this world, changing your mindsets.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Be This World. And my guest today has been one man who is so passionate about see Nigeria become what it's supposed to be. He's the former Minister of Transportation, Chief Ebenezer Babatope, and we've been talking about Nigeria in general. Now, sir, like I asked you earlier, revolution in Nigeria, how is it possible when an average Nigerian youth, boldness, guts has been dotted? We don't have it. What do you think about it today?
Well, they're going to have it, BD. They're going to have it. The young people, I'm so happy with them because they are dictating the pace for Nigeria now. I'm happy with them. What I read about them makes me to be happy. The future belongs to them. And if anybody, and I say it, if anybody tampers with the electoral wishes of the young people, the youth are going to move. I'm not calling for violence. No. We don't need violence in this country. Natural force of history will catch up with anybody who does that. But it will ignite the minds of the young youths and make them to act quicker. And then we're going to have the revolution. We're going to have the revolution. Once we have the revolution, then many things are going to happen.
I like that. Many things is going to happen. Now, coming to your party, you're a chieftain of People's Democratic Party.
Yes.
In Lagos.
Not in Lagos, in Osun State.
In Osun State.
Yes.
You're from Osun State. No, well, I want to talk about Lagos now.
Oh, okay.
They say that your party are not ready for Lagos State.
We're ready. We're ready. And I want to make a prediction, BD. Go and write it down. There will be a natural course of event that will occur, and it will explode the minds of the people towards the fact that they have to elect a PDP government in Lagos State. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But we are getting ready. We are getting prepared. My friend Chief Olabode George is at the head of Lagos PDP and is doing very well. We have a governor candidate, Jimmy Agbaje, who is also very well said. But whether you like it or not, Bola Tinubu, I'm not one of those who will dismiss Bola Tinubu. Bola Tinubu is a political phenomenon. And if you want to defeat him and his party, you've got to prepare very well. And our party is preparing very hard and well to ensure that we combat Bola Tinubu because the boy is something else. And then so that we can defeat him.
That's actually the same thing you said in Osun State.
Yes.
And they actually defeated Osun, and today they are ruling in Osun.
In Osun, he made a gamble. Bola made a gamble in Osun with the PDP, with the APC. But we are now in the tribunal, and I can assure you, BD, that the PDP will take over Osun back in the tribunal, and we are going to win the state. But in Lagos State, Bola Tinubu is a force, but the force is being countered effectively well by the PDP led by Olabode George.
Sorry to take you a little bit back. You know, they said APC actually test run what they are going to do in 2019 general election in Ekiti and Osun, and they're actually ready for Nigerian and for Lagos State come 2019, considering what they did in Ekiti and Osun election.
The Osun situation is very different. Our people in Osun are very determined. Very, very determined. We defeated the APC in the election.
Really?
Oh yes, we see the recordings when they come out from the tribunal. We defeated them.
But Fayemi is the president, is the governor now.
In Ekiti State.
Yeah.
In Ekiti State.
Yeah.
Then they have a governor in Osun State.
Yeah.
But they are not rejoicing over their supposed victory. You can only rejoice if you know that you have won very well. They have not won anything. And we are getting set for them. Because we will take it from the tribunal and we are prepared to go to Supreme Court if need be. And not only that, we want to retake our state, Osun State. And I can assure you that we will defeat them because the people of Osun State are determined to ensure that we have a PDP government in that state.
Is it about the party or about the people now?
About the party. No, the people are ready.
No, you said you're ready to make sure that PDP take over party in Osun. Now, is it about the party or about the people, of what the people want?
The people want a change. Yeah. The people want the PDP to be at the apex of power in Osun State. And they manifested it. Look, I tell you one thing. I come from a local government. I mean, from not a local government. I come from an area which was dominated by the APC when Aregbesola was governor. Yeah. And Aregbesola is from the same town with me. And I want to say that, I mean, though we belong to different parties, I have tremendous admiration for that young man. Because, I mean, he has respect for history. When I was 70, he was there with me to celebrate with me. When I was 75 last year, he was there with me. But hitherto, it has been APC dominating the Jesha people, the electoral victories of Jesha people. Exactly. But this time around, we turned it. The PDP won 4 of the 6 Jesha local governments in Osun State. Not because we are determined that we are going to wrest power from the APC. We worked very, very hard. Even though Ebenezer was quite a very competent ruler, I'm not talking in terms of his being competent by being at the head of APC, but because he's naturally good. All those who are proved to be very good in Nigerian history, Komedola Oni or Mafumi Onoge, many of them who are dead now, this boy made sure he took care of their families. So, but we were determined that we are going to wrest power from them, and we did. So, nobody can contest the fact that in Nigeria now, come the presidential election on 16th of February, Atiku will win. Not because Atiku is married to one of our daughters, but because the PDP is solidified in the place. We are very strong. And I can assure you, Bidi, that the era of APC in power in Osun State is gone forever.
It's okay. Away from politics now. Let's focus on you.
Yes.
You are a writer.
Yes.
A politician.
Yes.
It was once a journalist. Writing and reading is not a culture of Nigerian society. And you are one man who has written a lot of books, and you read. And from your history, you started reading when you were in school.
Yes.
You even received an award Do you understand? When you don't even know anything about reading, you love reading newspapers.
Very much.
So how have you inculcated this value in the life of our youths directly attached to you, around you?
Well, I have tried to do it by writing. Like you said, I write very much. I thank God that God made me a prolific writer. And I think I have written about 25 books to date. Like I said, I'm no longer in a position to continue with the writing, even though circumstances can force me to devise other means of writing. And for example, about 24 hours ago, I heard about the death of my friend, my bosom friend of many years, Gabriel Nabaifo. He was the chief organizing secretary of the Unity Party of Nigeria by Awolowo in Edo State in the Second Republic. So I was forced to write. I called my secretary and I dictated from head what I wanted to say about him. He's been put into writing, and by Friday, it's going to come out in a print form in Edo State. But having said that, with the books I've written and with the fact that the young men were quite eager to read my books, I thank God that in fact a pace has been set, which can no longer be altered and which can no longer be stopped.
Yeah. Now, what's your advice to our youths? Because anyhow we look at it, they are still going to be the instruments that the politician is going to be used for this forthcoming election. What is your advice for them?
I appeal to them that they must not consider pecuniary matters to be vital to them. They must think of the deep interest of the people of Nigeria, the people who are suffering from poverty, and they must think of them because they are physically prepared to champion their interests. They are young people, they are dynamic people, and then too, they must ensure that they don't allow miscreants to take over the political leadership of the country. They must be there themselves. And that's why I want to see many of the young men become ministers, commissioners, and everything. Papa Obama of Bezemebri took me up as a leader of the party at the age of 33. I became the national director of organization of the UPN when I was 33. And that prepared me for what, in fact, you are
today.
What we're saying today. Exactly. And I have no doubt in my mind that the young people are going to excel if we give them the right opportunity. I'm going to support them to ensure that, in fact, they fall into that right opportunity and that they keep on following the cause of the people of the country.
Okay. In Nigeria, what we've been conversant with is rigging of election. But from Anambra election to Ekiti to Osun, what is common in our society today is vote buying. So how are we going to deal with this in the forthcoming election?
If anybody does vote buying and rigging election, particularly this one coming, that person will regret until his dying days. Because this is a different election. People are suffering, people are dying. Oh Lord, people are dying. And the death has become so criminal that honestly it touches the hearts of many, many people of conscience. So nobody must think in terms of that. If anybody does it, he will be rigging Nigeria out of existence, and that would be too bad. And I have that in my mind that the PDP has done everything humanly possible to ensure that we prepare Nigerians for the electoral victory that is coming. So if anybody goes beyond that to say, no, you won't have the victory, we'll laugh. Ask somebody like me, we'll just laugh. Because when the consequences start to dawn on everybody, everybody will be sorry for what has happened.
This present government is one government who has not really carried women along. I'll give it to your party. PDP actually carried women along. So what is your promises for the Nigerian women if eventually you people assume your feet?
The Nigerian women will occupy the rightful position, because I tell you that you cannot do anything successfully in this world without the effective participation of women. Women are our mothers. And I tell you, even if a man hits his own son or hits his friends who are male, no news is made. But when a man hits a woman,
it's a news.
Major news.
Major news.
And that's dangerous for that man.
Exactly.
So we are going to continue in the PDP to offer a platform for women. Look at what this boy is doing now. Siraki Dixon of Bayelsa.
Exactly.
You go to his government in Bayelsa. Women are participating effectively well. And the most effective political force for organization in Bayelsa State is what is called the Non-Indigenous Association, policed by women. Anytime they have a vision in Bayelsa State, the women come to the forefront and the non-indigenous perform so well. And so we should go and copy that. Siraki Dixon is a young man, And with that type of idea, he has done something again, which is fundamental, which should be covered by everybody. Anybody, any woman who is pregnant is now placed on immediate treatment by the government because they want to avoid the incident of people dying, women dying of childbirth or whatever. Exactly. So our women are important. Our women are very important.
And they'll be carried along.
We will not only carry them along, they will play effective roles in national governance.
There is this, I don't know how to put it, that PDP government for 16 years actually destroyed the Nigerian. Well, I like this smile. And me, coming from me, within that period, there was not hunger in Nigeria. But within these 3 years, the kind of hunger Nigerians have suffered in Nigeria is really alarming. What do you have to say about that?
Oh, Bidi, all this propaganda that our PDP destroyed Nigeria, all this propaganda. The APC has got propaganda, but if they're not careful, it is the propaganda that will destroy them. You see, and I will tell you one thing, that everybody knows in this country that Gage Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was a good president. He had his mistakes.
Was he?
He did not toy with the rights of the people to ensure that they have proper governance.
Did he obey the rule of law?
He did. He did. He did. And when the election was held and they said he had lost,
he considered defeat.
He considered defeat immediately. But the question is, people are asking, will Buhari concede defeat if he's defeated? I have fears that he may not concede, but if he doesn't concede, he will destroy himself.
That's a big one. Probably that is why there's tense in the society.
Yes, that is it. Because people haven't got confidence that this man will concede defeat as Goodluck Ebele Jonathan concede defeat. And that's bad. That's bad for his image and bad for the country.
It's okay. Chief Ebenezer Babatope, it's been wonderful discussing with you. At least I know Nigerians have learned one or two things from you today.
Thank you, Billy.
Now, what do you have to tell us and a lot of Nigerian youths who is watching this program today?
I want to appeal to them that they must be alive unto their responsibilities to Nigeria, and they must never give up the struggle. They must continue with the struggle. There was a politician in Cross-River State in the Second Republic. His name was Andrew Bassey. He wrote a book called A People's Struggle for Survival, and it's a Bible for me. He was highlighting the events of the Calabar Ogoja Rivers movement, core movement in those days, that fought the political persecutors to a hilt. And I want the young people, please, don't give up. Don't give up. You are the eyes and ears of society. Please continue with the struggle and victory ours.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming on the show. We appreciate for your time.
Thank you, Billy.
And
thank you, Billy. God bless you.
You've heard it from Chief Ebenezer Babatope. And he said one thing that actually caught my attention there. President Jonathan considered defeat.
He did.
Will Muhammadu Buhari concede defeat? And that's actually why there is a lot of tense in the society. I pray this Nigerian doesn't go into chaos. And he said that nature has a way of taking its way. Please, our leaders, our politicians, let's allow the will of people to prevail.
To prevail, yes.
Let's allow the people make their wish. We should stop distorting people's wish. People should elect who they want in power. Let's stop enforcing people on Nigerians. It has not done well and it will not do well for us. We've passed that stage. This is 21st century. We're no longer in 18th century. I think we'll have better things to do. That's what you'll be taking today on this show. In case if you miss it, you can watch it online on www.bdsword.tv. That's what you'll be taking for today. Bye.
Be this world, changing your mindsets.